I'm Saujan. I'm from Bruges. I study in Brussels. It's my third year in medicine. I chose it because they promised me that this is a very practical school. They also give theory, good theory, but it's very practical. In my first year when I came here, I didn't expect to be sitting next to a human body and dissect it with my friends. It was quite a unique experience. And afterwards, after my exams, I went to the hospital where I saw operations, where I could take blood out of patients. It was very take blood pressure. It was very practical. As they promised, it was actually much better because there were fellow students instead of doctors. They were fellow students who follow you, who teach you. So it's a student for student. They help each other, and it's very practical. And also, there was an what do you say? His doctor. A GP, is it in English? A GP, and you can follow a GP around from home to check up patients, and that's also a unique experience. At the moment, I pay 580 euros a year only for the tuition. For the room, I pay around 260 euros. That's all inclusive: the electricity, the Wi-Fi, the internet, the gas, the hot water. And besides that, I have also extra costs for the food, but it's not so much. And I applied it here. I came here after I finished my school. I came here, I said, I want to study medicine. Can I apply it here? And they said, no problem. And immediately they gave me these papers to fill in. And there was also another paper for the room, to get the room here at VUB, which is much cheaper than other rooms around in Brussels. They are very world-renowned. We have some professors, and you think the first time in the first year you don't realize how big they are, but afterwards when you read journals, then you see the names of professors coming in it, and you think like, holy, this is my professor. I get class from him. He's so world-renowned. You can see like these articles with his name all around, cited by like Professor Chris Tillemans van VUB. Professor van den Veld, and actually get class from, I don't know, Newton said like, we rest on the soldiers of the Titans. I feel like I'm resting on the soldiers of the Titans. Yeah. Yeah. There is everything what you look for when you're a student. There is sport facility. You can play football, soccer, it's the same actually, football, badminton, swimming. There is also a forest around the VUB here in Jette, where you can run around in your free times. Besides there, we have our own bar where we can drink whenever we want. It's for the students, by the students, so the price is very cheap. It is very old. It's not the right word. It's old because there's all these different buildings you see, and my parents were worried that Brussels, there are so many foreign people, you will be unsafe. You can't go to party to the city, but I've been here already for 4 years now, and I never felt afraid. I was always with friends, and people were always friendly, and the taxis are very cheap comparing to other cities. There is a special program where you can just pay 5 euros, and they will bring you everywhere in Brussels. So it's a very good way to go around in the city and party and come back at home. The pro part is, in Belgium, it's very cheap. For VUB especially, it's very small. You have classes with 30-40 people, and most of the people can believe it that you can have classes, medicine, with only 40 students in a class, because that way the professor can distribute his time to each student apart. Besides professors, there are also assistants, and there are 3 assistants with each professor. So if you really don't understand the subject, you can just go to the assistant after your class and arrange your appointment, and then he or she will give you extra classes. So that's very unique about it. And the bad, or the contrapoints at studying at VUB Jette, is that you are really far from the city. So if you want to buy something or you want to do something, you have to put the time. You have to plan it actually. And how do you call it? The public transport. It's also, it is good in Brussels city itself, but not here. You always have to go. It's a 1-hour ride to the center of Brussels. That's the only bad part about Brussels, actually, for me.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, you're welcome.